So in this video I want to cover all the Pokemon that kind of devolve or glow down when they evolve, specifically their shiny forms though, because unfortunately there's a lot of shiny Pokemon out there that just have really bad shinies for no reason, and some of them, their pre-evolutions have good shinies, but then their shinies just suck. And there's unfortunately a lot of those to cover, so I'll just get right into it, starting with Metapod. Metapod shiny is actually pretty cool. It's pure orange, but it's better than its normal green form. And then when it evolves into Butterfree, you get this. It's not bad, it's just that it could be better, especially if it took on maybe the orange that shiny Metapod has, or at least something unique, because for the most part it is kind of similar to the normal coloration. Then you have Rattata. Its shiny form is this green and blue thing. It looks pretty cool, and then when it evolves into Raticate, you get what is pretty much normal Raticate, but slightly saturated with a darker orange color. It would have been a lot better if it took on that green that Rattata has, in my opinion, and also if the blue pupils. Then there's Sandshrew. It's also green with blue eyes. I think that's a pretty cool combination, like Rattata. And then it evolves into Sandslash, and you just get this ugly thing with red spikes, and it's pretty much normal Sandslash, but with red spikes instead of brown spikes. If it was green like Sandshrew, I think it would be a lot better, honestly. Then you have Nidorina. This is a pretty popular one, because that whole line, it's pink, but then it evolves into Nidoqueen, and it randomly becomes green for no reason. Not that this looks bad, it's just that it should have kept the colors of shiny Nidoran and shiny Nidorina. There was no reason to change it. Then you have shiny Psyduck, and this one's honestly pretty touching to me, because I caught a shiny Psyduck in Pokemon Violet, and I already knew it was blue, and I was pretty excited to catch it because it actually looks really cool. I didn't know what shiny Golduck looked like though. But since shiny Psyduck becomes blue, and it's usually yellow, and Golduck is usually a blue, I assumed that shiny Golduck would be yellow, because not only would that make sense, because like they swap colors, but also its name is literally Golduck. But no, it's just normal Golduck, but with a red beak. I don't know why they did that. It's just, it looks ugly. They should have made it gold, because its name is literally Golduck. Anyway, then you have Mankey. Not actually really a good shiny, but it's definitely better than its evolution Primeape, because you start with this cool green monkey, or not even that cool, but decent green monkey, which evolves into what is pretty much normal Primeape, but slightly stained green. And only on its arms, which is honestly a downgrade from Mankey, because you change it from the green being the primary color to kind of being the secondary color. Then you have Machoke, which is a pretty good shiny, definitely the best in its whole line, only because it has those blue pupils and blue veins. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of Kanto, or a few that I've listed already, Kanto Pokemon that have green skin or green bodies and then blue eyes, and it just looks cool. Also, Fracture shiny from Unova also has that. I'm not sure if there's any other examples, but that is just a really cool combination. Then it evolves into Machamp, and I understand Machamp doesn't even have the veins, so it couldn't have blue lines on its arms anyway, but they changed its eyes to red, and honestly I think the red eyes of the green skin looks worse than blue eyes, so it's a downgrade in my opinion. Then you have Ponyta, a really good shiny of the blue fire, evolves into Rapidash. Also a good shiny, it's just that they turned down the saturation on the fire for no reason. Now it's like this grayish icy blue instead of the normal neon blue, so it honestly looks worse. Then Shelder. It has this cool orange shell, evolves into Cloyster. It's blue for some reason, and it looks pretty similar to normal Cloyster, and that kind of sucks. It would have been better if it kept the orange shell. Then you have Ryhorn. It has this nice orange color. It evolves, and then it's just the saturation disappears. I don't know what it is with shinies evolving and then losing all of their color, but it happened here too. Then you have Dragonair. Dragonair and Dratini have this nice pink and orange color scheme going for them, then they evolve into Dragonite, and it's green and purple for no reason. It would have been nice if it was pink too, but it's not. Then you have Chincha. Honestly, not too great of a shiny, but the green looks pretty neat. It evolves into Lantern, becomes purple and like puke yellow. So yeah, definitely a downgrade there. Then we have Snubble. Honestly, pretty good shiny even though it's an ugly Pokemon, but when it evolves it just becomes a skin pale color. I don't know what that's all about. It would have been nice if it was like blue or pink. Well, I guess it's normally pink, but like blue, like shiny Snubble, instead of this weird tan. But anyway, then you have shiny Slugma. Honestly, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think this is one of the best shinies ever made, even though it's just gray. I just like the fact that it kind of looks like Mercury. But then it evolves into Magcargo and it becomes purple. It would have been nice if it stayed silver, but I guess they had to just change it for no reason. Then Pupitar. It's also purple, except this is actually a purple shiny that looks good, but then it evolves into Tyranitar and just becomes a stained yellow version of Tyranitar instead of being purple for some reason. Then there's Cascoon, which looks like a little watermelon. Honestly, pretty cool. Evolves into Dustox and is pretty much normal Dustox. Would have been nice if they made it at least a unique color palette, but they just didn't. Then there's Nuzleaf, another one that's not really a good shiny, but it is better than its evolution because Shiftry is pretty much just normal Shiftry but slightly red. It would have been nice if they gave it that orange that Nuzleaf has, but they just didn't. Then you have Slackoff. It's pink, evolves into Vigoroth, which is pretty much just normal Vigoroth, but slightly orange with the hair. I'd like to know how all of this happens. You make a good shiny, and then you just don't even try on its evolution. Then you have Barboach, honestly a really good shiny. It's like silver and gold, evolves into Whiscash, and again, pretty much just normal Whiscash. Then we have Baltoy, pretty cool with that like turquoise color, that's not really a color you see too often. Then it evolves into Claydol, which just loses that turquoise color, so it loses everything it had going for it with its pre-evolution. Then you have Snorunt, which is a really cool one. I think blue and yellow is a really good combination. And then both of its evolutions, not just one, both of its split evolutions suck. Glalie is just normal Glalie, but with red eyes, and Frostlass is pretty much just normal Frostlass. Then you have the whole Gibble line. This might be the only line in the entire series that consistently gets worse for every evolution in the shiny. You have shiny Gibble, which is a nice blue and yellow combination, which as I said is a really cool combination if you ask me. Evolves into Gabite, which the shiny just loses that blue and yellow combination for no reason and becomes what is pretty much just a saturated version of Gabite. And then it evolves into Garchomp, which is literally almost identical to normal Garchomp, and this is one of the most controversial shinies in existence. Then you have Scorpy. It's this really cool red color, and it evolves into Drapion, and it loses its saturation again, because they really like doing that. Then you have Ducklet. Not the best shiny either, but it's pink, which is a very good deviation from its normal color. You like to see that in shinies when they're not just the same. But then Swanna is pretty much just the same as normal Swanna instead of being pink. Then you have Fennekin. It's a cool silver and red color scheme. It evolves into Braixen. They just get rid of the silver for no reason and make it purple, and it looks a lot worse if you ask me. And now some Hisuian fellas. Hisuian Typhlosion. I was really hoping they would have made it shiny just like the normal Quilava and Cyndaquil shinies, but they instead made it look like normal Typhlosion, which is pretty much just turning the purple to a blue, so it barely changes anything, and even the fire stays purple, it doesn't even become orange like normal Typhlosion, so they failed to do what they were trying to do. Because normal Quilava and normal shiny Typhlosion are brown, and they look pretty good. But then you just have the evolution and it's just blue and it's pretty bad. They could have at least made the fire orange if they were going to go with the normal colored Typhlosion route. But even better, they could have just made it the normal shiny Typhlosion color, which would have been better. And then there's also Goomy, which honestly has a really nice shiny, if you ask me. Kind of looks like ice cream. But then in Hisui, when it evolves, Sliggoo and Goodra and Hisui just have their normal colors, except their shells are the only things that change, which is really lame. They should have made it like normal Sliggoo and Goodra, where they keep that yellow and pink and purple color scheme that Gumi has. Anyway, I also made some concepts based on some of my complaints here to see what some of these guys would look like if they kept the color schemes of their pre-evolutions. First of all, we have Golduck. This is what it should look like, at least to an extent. You know, actually gold instead of blue with a red beak for some reason. Then Tyranitar. I think I went a little too vivid with the purple here, but still, anything's better than that really bland yellow that it normally is. And I tried to give it the color that shiny Pupitar has. And then here's Goodra. I really don't know why they didn't just keep it like normal shiny Goodra's color scheme. Then Dragonite. I tried to give it shiny Dragonair's color scheme with the pink and orange. Honestly, I can't really say if I even actually like this more than a normal one. I just, at the same time, I really don't like that puke green color that it normally is. So maybe it shouldn't have either. Maybe they should have just given it a better shiny that isn't green. Or pink, because if you ask me, I guess the pink doesn't really fit either. Anyway, here's Dustox, except I went 2 different routes with this one. I tried to give it the shiny Wurmple color scheme, because shiny Wurmple's actually really cool. And also shiny Cascoon's color scheme to make it more green. And both of these are better than what it normally is because it's normally just awful. And then here's shiny Typhlosion, Hisuian of course, with normal shiny Typhlosion's colors. And instead of leaving the flames purple like they did for some reason, I made them actually orange. Here's shiny Cloyster, if it kept the orange shell, which it didn't for some reason. And here's shiny Magcargo if it was silver like Slugma. And lastly, here's shiny Braixen if it didn't randomly become purple for no reason. Anyway, if you like this, consider liking, subscribing, and all that, and thanks for watching.